Hi guys, welcome to another beer review. It's pretty much the middle of the afternoon. It's coming towards the last few days of me back in England, and I've got a tiny bit of a stockpile of beers, to be honest. And we're just in the middle of sorting out the loft, like a lot of my old stuff. And there's just so much bollocks up there. But luckily we've found someone who's like buys stuff to sell at car boot sales, so we're not going to get big bucks for stuff up there. It's primarily like old CDs and DVDs, but yeah, it's just a little bit more, money in the bank, I suppose. But yeah, anyway, so I thought take a little break, just had something to eat, and I'd do a beer. And this one is probably at this point the most local beer that I've ever done, and it's from the Prospect Brewery out of Standish, pretty much in Wigan. And I picked this up at like a little, I don't know, it's got like a garden centre sort of thing, and it's got little shops in there as well. You could buy like fresh food, that sort of stuff, like little companies all together in under one roof. It's called the Derby something. I can't remember what it's called, but I like to mention anywhere that I pick up a beer from. So if I remember, the link will be down below because they had a nice little range of. They had like a couple of Hawkshead beers. They had a Southport Brewing Company, which I picked up a couple of those as well, and then they had a couple of these guys. So it wasn't the biggest selection, but it was a nice little selection of stuff that I don't really think I'd find in too many places, to be honest. So today we have got the Nutty Black, which has been described as a multi-award winning dark mild with a smooth malty taste and aromas of chocolate and roasted coffee, clocking in at 3.9%. So yeah, I haven't had a mild for such a long time, to the point where I can't really remember what to expect from a beer like this, to be honest. Yeah, so got myself a good old-fashioned pint glass, so let's give this a pour. And I can smell like a slightly roasted sweet malt straight away. So don't want to pour too much in the glass at once so I can get a good sniff. And beer in a glass, it's not jet black. In fact, you can really see a nice sort of oaky, chestnut maybe actually, colour to it. It is quite dense, but you can see through it, and it's got a light brown around the outside. And the beer poured with about one finger's worth of a tan coloured head. So, it looks like a good old fashioned ale. Let's give it a swirl and a sniff. And you get that like instant, like just, I always like come to these conclusions and I do sound like cop outs, but like good old fashioned British ale sort of aroma. But when you go in there, you've got like a sort of licorice sort of aroma. Definitely pick up that roasted malt. That's such a nice roasted malt character on the nose. Then you get like a slightly nutty character as well. Like dandelion and burdock, that sort of thing. A little bit of chocolate, and I do pick up that coffee, like a filter coffee maybe. But it's so nice and really aromatic, quite robust on the aroma. Smells good. It smells like a winter warmer, to be honest. So let's give it a taste. Cheers. That's really nice. It's got a nice. It's like got a slightly crisp body thanks to that carbonation, which just helps it along a little bit. Nice light body feel to it. From that, 3.5%, is it? 3.9%. So it's not going to have a massive body, but it's not watery, and you definitely get those malty flavours on the taste. It is a very malt forward beer, but not like a generic real ale malt forward sort of sense, if that makes any sense. It's got a nice gentle bitterness there. It's roasty, toasty, light body, but so much flavour. That roasted malt character is so nice. Sometimes that can just fall to the wayside, but this is like really right in your face. And you get like a slightly roasted, like chestnut sort of flavour as well. Not too strong, just roasted like nuts in general. It's nutty, but not too much. You get a slight chocolatey sweetness as well. It sort of reminds me of like a really toned down on the sweetness level version of like a Snickers bar. We've got that lovely chocolate, you've got that lovely nuttiness, you've got that nice like a sort of nougat sort of thing going on. And then again, a lot of licorice as well. And on the back end, I'm finding quite a nice, slightly tart black currant almost. But yeah, that is a really, really nice, well-rounded. It's aromatic, it's robust. There's nothing overpowering on the palate, and it tastes a little more refined than what you would probably get in some other like regional breweries, such as Prospect in Standish. But yeah, I can't really fault that too much. Um, it's one of those ones where you've got those flavours and mix that with the ABV. You could do a nice little session, you know, perfect on a Sunday afternoon at the pub. Maybe the football's on, or maybe you spending the day in the pub, having your like roast dinner, that sort of thing. It's perfect for that. You know, just easy going, flavourful, very satisfying on the mouthfeel, and yeah, can't really take too much away from it, to be honest. So, and now it's all in, I'm getting a lot more of that like forest fruit, like berries sort of aroma. But it's that really, really, really nice roasty, toasty malt character that just steals the show. And then the other flavours you get just work well with it and complement it really, really nicely. So, you know, my first beer from these guys, didn't know what to expect because I've not had a mild for quite a while. But in terms of rating, that's an easy 9 out of 10 from me. Can't really pick too many points out from it. But I don't think it'd be fair just giving it a 10 out of 10 because I've not really had anything in recent memory to compare to this one. So in some cases, it is 10 out of 10 beer because it's faultless. For me, anyway. But it's a bit unfair to other breweries and, of course, to Prospect as well. Because this is the great thing. You can really like a beer, but you can have some constructive points to make about it or criticisms. And it goes the other way if you don't really like a beer, but you can pick out some points and like just let the brewers know, oh, I prefer it this way, blah blah blah, that sort of thing. But yeah, 9 out of 10 from me. I think that's a nice, honest review for a very nice, honest beer. It's not promising to be anything else, and yeah, this is perfect. You know, just pick up a 6 pack of this every week or so, and just enjoy on the weekend. And you know, for those who have busy schedules during the week and you want something to wind down to at the end of the day, a couple of bottles of this and you're going to be absolutely fine. And it works as a good little nightcap as well because it's got these warming, like slightly wintry flavours. But yeah, fantastic little beer, and I very much look forward to reviewing the other beer that I've got from these guys. So yeah, that was the Standish, well, Prospect from Standish in Wigan here in the northwest, but a somewhat local shop as well. So you know, it's great to see local companies coming together and supporting each other. And if you ever come across it, then definitely pick up yourself a bottle. Thank you guys for watching, and I shall hopefully see you next time. See you guys later.